back to the South African morning. Let's see what to expect from the economy this week. Economic analyst Bonke Dumisa joins us now. Prof, many thanks for your time this morning. One of the big economic indicators that I think a lot of people look at is consumer confidence data that's set to come out this week. It gives an indication of the confidence that the consumer has in spending their money within the economy if they have that disposable income. And as we've seen over the last 2 years, the picture has been pretty bleak. What are your thoughts on what we can anticipate?
Well, I don't expect anything much better, especially against this background of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. However, one thing I can say about the South African consumers is that they've gone through a lot of hardship, so they easily adjust to different circumstances. What they must really be worried of, because the business confidence levels are something which the businesses put together to say, what do people think? But the real test of this thing is what touches the people right down there. And I think people must just look forward to the meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee on the which will end on the 24th of March, where they are going to make their decision on whether to lift the repo rate or not. And that will be influenced then by all these things then that the business confidence levels will show, and the food inflation, which is going really out of control. And we must be scared because of the PPI, the producer price index, that is the price at the factory gate, which was high at 10.1% in January, which really worried them, that because once the PPI goes up, the CPI also follows suit.
All right. And of course, that would force the Monetary Policy Committee to increase interest rates at a more aggressive rate than we would have seen under normal circumstances, Prof.
That's exactly my worry, and that's why I'm saying that is what we must really focus on, because if ever the MPC can increase the repo rate, say by 25%, that is 25 basis points, then it means you are increasing the cost of living for South Africans and for businesses, and that will affect the poor the West. And it's even more worrying than that, because of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, there is even a possibility then that the MPC may even increase it by 50 basis points to 4.5%. And that will be disaster. I'm not saying it's going to happen. So I am praying. I am a person of prayer. I am praying that the MPC does not adjust the repo rate at all because of the current circumstances, and that this is imported inflation.
No, absolutely. I think the entire country has to become a prayer nation, just given the bleak outlook for consumers and businesses alike. Prof, let's talk about retail sales. So we did see with Black Friday and festive season spending, there was a bit of an uptick, but I think it comes from a bit of a low base, because I think after the July unrest, we did see a lot of cautiousness within the retail space.
Well, the retail sales, there's now a pattern that just before November, when people know that you're going to have this Black Friday, then people start avoiding shopping. I mean, buying a lot, because they want to make a lot of savings during the Black Friday. And then immediately thereafter, you also then have a slight dip before people start shopping for Christmas again. But as you've already alluded to this, then that the July criminal economic sabotage, which we saw in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng, made things worse. And you remember that immediately thereafter, we saw the monthly, quarterly economic growth rate figures dipping significantly, which robbed us of a 5% annual economic growth rate last year for 2021. So even this year, then, I think things are getting better. We just hope that the president and his government and his coordinating committee on COVID-19 can just release and lift this disaster management measures and the national lockdown measures so that business can operate freely. Because some businesses have not been operating at all since March 2020 when the COVID came to South Africa. I mean, like the hospitality industry. Many of the ICC have not really been having gigs because of all these measures, and it is affecting the hospitality industry. And we're talking about hundreds of thousands of jobs at stake and which have already been lost.
No, absolutely. Professor Bonke Dumisa, it's always great speaking to you. He was just painting the economic picture ahead this week and also just highlighting that circumstances, not just local ones, but geopolitical events going to be influencing decisions that the South African Reserve Bank, for example, are going to have to make.